Adam Wingard, the director for the brand new Godzilla vs. Kong movie, has been tapped to direct this upcoming Thundercats movie for Warner Brothers. I tell you more coming up next. Alright, so yes, Adam Wingard, the director of the brand new Godzilla vs. Kong movie, has been tapped by Warner Brothers to also direct this upcoming Thundercats movie based on the 1980s animated series or cartoon, whichever word you prefer. Now, by the time you see this episode, the Godzilla vs. Kong movie will have opened in the US. It opens on Wednesday. I am recording this on Monday night. So it opens on March 31st. It's already opened overseas and has already brought in more than $120 million. But before we get into more on this Thundercats movie that Adam Wingard is going to direct, let me introduce myself. My name is Lee Dickey, comedian, actor, producer, reviewer, and a man who absolutely loved Thundercats as a kid, so this is appropriate that I tell you about this upcoming Thundercats movie. If this is your first time here, please subscribe to Lee Dickey TV on YouTube. Visit my official website, leetdickey.com. Subscribe to both my podcasts, the Beats and Speaks podcast and Yo Nostalgia. Please do comment, like, share, subscribe. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and wherever you get your podcasts. Please and thank you very much. Now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, before I forget, follow the fun on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Lee T. Dickey. Alright, now that all the housekeeping is out of the way, let's get to more on this upcoming Thundercats movie from Warner Brothers, directed by Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard, right here and right now. So, the Thundercats will roar again with this upcoming film from Warner Brothers, directed by Adam Wingard. Now, I reviewed the trailer to the Godzilla vs. Kong movie, which I will link in the description and in the cards, as well as his article on the Thundercats movie, which will also be in the description and show notes. So, Thundercats, I am of the age to remember Thundercats. I was born the year that it actually went off, that they stopped producing these 80s run episodes, pardon me, and they reran it in the 90s. And when I was growing up as a kid, I loved the show. I mean, Lionel, Mumra, and you get that. It's been updated several times. I think there's an animated series out now that's basically it's meant for children, Thundercats Roar, and then there was a reboot done, I think, back in 2011, along with Transformers, both of which lasted a season or two, and then that was it. I think the Transformers reboot only got 26 episodes, and then this Thundercats reboot that I'm talking about from 2011 got a couple seasons worth of 52, or maybe it got 26, I can't remember. But, and I tried to watch the reboot from 2011. I just kind of, I tried, but I couldn't necessarily, I couldn't fit back into that space where I was as a kid, right? Because there's no such thing as Saturday morning cartoons anymore. And at that time, just these Saturday morning cartoon blocks were massively phasing out. So, I mean, I tried, pardon me, to get into the Thundercats reboot, and I couldn't, unfortunately. I keep saying in all these recent videos that reboots are all the rage now, and it's true. Just it seems like everything from my childhood, or at least everything from, say, the last 40 years of whether it's animated series or movies, has been remade. And I've said previously, I'm not the biggest fan of reboots and remakes, whether it's TV or movies. But, I'm trying to look at the positive side of things. I try to do that every day and in every facet of my life, especially lately with what's been going on in the world within the last, say, year and a half. You gotta look at the positives, and I want to see the positive in everything, especially when it comes to, say, the world of movies, TV, music, etc. but I just, you know, this was part of my childhood. Now, granted, I went off the air when the original series from the '80s, or I was born like the year that the '80s Thundercats series went off the air. They reran the episodes. I mean, it ran for 4 years between '85 and '89. Was rebooted in 2011 or 2012. Got 26 or 52 episodes. I can't remember. It was a season or two. It wasn't very long. I tried to get into that. Didn't work. Like, I tried to keep up with it, and I couldn't. Because I couldn't get back into that space of being a child and enjoying it, because I'm looking at it when that reboot hit the air, I think in 2011 or 2012. It kind of just, I'm looking at it like an adult. You can't go backwards in life, so I can't look at it from the eyes of a child, and I couldn't necessarily go, yeah, I like this. They gave it an effort, the reboot, I mean, but I can't sit there and go, I enjoy this, because I really couldn't, and I didn't enjoy it all that much. I tried to keep up with it, and I couldn't. I lost interest. When it comes to, say, like, the series that's on now that's really meant for children, Thundercats Roar, I've seen promos for it, but I have never seen an entire episode. Like, I've seen bits and pieces, and I can't necessarily get into this sort of, like, Thundercats Roar is for kids thing, because it doesn't remind me of the Thundercats series from my childhood. It doesn't remind me of what I saw growing up as a kid, and I can't look at it through the eyes of a child because I'm not. I'm in my 30s, and I can't just go, yeah, I like this, because I don't, and I can't just go backwards, right? But this upcoming movie, I'll give it a shot, and I'm about to tell you more about it, so hang on. So this Thundercats film project at Warner Brothers had been developed by Roy Lee and Dan Lin, who produced the Adam Wingard directed film Death Note, so they've all worked together previously, and this is an early script from David Coggeshall. His name's in the article, which again I will link and list in the show notes and description down below, so you guys can read this for yourselves. It's from Deadline.com, and basically it's going to be a hybrid CGI film, which I think is the only way you can do something like the Thundercats, because I don't know if you could do a Thundercats live action film. Now that I've said that, some studio exec's probably going to go, hey, that's a good idea. Please don't. If you're going to do a Thundercats film, please keep it hybrid CGI. Keep it animated, okay? Because really, I think that's the only way you could do something like this. As I stated earlier, this is an early script from David Coggeshall, however you say his last name. I'm sorry that I keep butchering it. If I am butchering it, my apologies to Mr. Coggeshall. It's an early script, and it's going to be rewritten by the film's director, Adam Wingard, who directed the upcoming Godzilla vs. Kong movie, which is already out internationally and that has already raked in more than $120 million. So by the time you guys see this video and listen to this podcast, it's going to be out, because this is going up on Friday, and I am recording this on Monday night. But it's an early script from David Coggeshall, and it's going to be rewritten by Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett. Now, the majority of the team, or maybe even everybody, seems to know each other already. I mean, you've got Dan Lin involved, Roy Lee, who previously worked with Adam Wingard on Death Note, so there's some familiarity there, and Warner Brothers seems to be very high on the project. Now, I know I've said I'm not the biggest fan of revivals and reboots, and I'm not. I make very few exceptions to this rule, but I am at the very least willing to watch the film when it does come out. There's no word on a release date yet, but I was pretty high on the Power Rangers reboot in 2017, and I was left kind of meh. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen with this planned hybrid sort of CGI telling of the Thundercats from Warner Brothers. When it does get released, like I said, there's no word on a date yet for the film. as I think Wingard has just been tapped to direct it, following the international success, at least, of Godzilla vs. Kong. It's not out in the States yet, even though this show comes to you from Canada, where I'm from. But it's already raked in more than $120 million internationally, so I'm assuming it's going to do well in the U.S. But what do you think? Thundercats, CGI movie coming from Warner Brothers and Adam Wingard. Those are my thoughts. I will link the article below. So please do comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow the fun on social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Lee T. Dickey. Drop me a line whenever you feel like it, please and thank you. Visit my official website, LeeTDickey.com. Subscribe here to Lee Dickey TV on YouTube. And this episode will probably go up on both my podcasts, the Beats and Speaks podcast and Yo Nostalgia, so please do subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, your favorite podcast app and player of choice. Leave us a 5-star rating and a review as well. Thank you very much. But there they are, my thoughts on this upcoming Thundercats movie from Warner Brothers, to be directed by Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Subscribe here to Lee Dickey TV on YouTube. Visit my official website, LeeTDickey.com. And thank you all for watching. This wraps up another video and another episode. I've been Lee Dickey. Please do take care. Thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you next time. We'll talk to you later. Take care. See you later. Peace.